All right, so we've seen some crazy action in the market the past few weeks. Again, S&P has been on a major run. We finally broke that major base we've been in for the last year. Finally, been waiting very patiently for this base to break. We've seen some amazing follow through since then, and now we're barely 10% away from retesting the all-time highs. That again, in the beginning of the year, most people didn't think was a possibility, and now we're starting to see that it's another few months of trading action, but we're back to that level, retesting it and setting up for that eventual move through 480 into newer highs. We do want to be aware that this has gone on a very steep uptrend recently, and we just we do need to see some sort of pullback. We've seen even crazier action out of the Nasdaq names. Again, we've had this probably the best example of the major stages. We had the breakdown stage, we had a very clear basing stage, and now we've been in this breakout stage. Very obvious stages that the Nasdaq names have been in almost perfectly. And in this breakout stage, we do want to be selling into the upper areas of resistance, as we can see in this channel the market's been in. And this is often when everyone's the most bullish. They want to buy everything. This is often the time to raise some stops and take some profits into this, because eventually we do have to retest the support of this channel to make that move back to those highs. It's not going to just be parabolic run to the retest. You have to have some ebbs and flows to the market. So just want to be aware of that as we've gotten extremely extended over the last 2 months or so. Other sectors, again, we've seen some great breakouts in the consumer discretionaries. Again, it seems like the overall theme now is just running back to their own major retests. So for consumer discretionary sector, another 15 points or so for that to occur. So that very same thing in the industrial space. Again, we saw a great breakout a few weeks ago, and we're just it seems like the move is just the magnet is on this, the retest of these prior highs. Even financials, again, it seems like the regional banking issues are kind of in the rear view, as the financial names have started to base and break out. Marginally nothing too crazy just yet, but definitely a good sign to see from this sector, and still plenty of room to go for the the bigger area of its resistance, 10% higher up here in the 88 to 90 area. Really no weak sectors. Again, we did see the telecom sector finally break out of its own major basis. Was the worst performing sector of last year. Good to see this sector is finally starting to wake up a bit. But again, nothing really dramatically weak. Most sectors are setting up or just very extended in the short term, which is a good sign to see. Two names I'm keeping an eye on for the week ahead is this JP Morgan. Again, we mentioned before, financial names have been setting up a little bit better lately than how they looked in the past. We're going to see this very clear, defined level through this 144. And we see a very tight stop versus 140. So we're seeing about 2% here. Ideally, we'd like to see it kind of pull and consolidate a few more days. But if it, whenever it's going to go, for the 2% risk, seems like it could be worth something there. And also Gilead has been basing for quite some time now after this earnings gap up in the last year. So still keeping on this 80, still a bit wide, but keeping on this 8 level. We'll go through a couple shakedown ideas. I know a lot of people looking at this BRZE through this 43 area, little post earnings flag, shaping up pretty good. Same with MDB. All these nice little earnings sectors, 390 area, 380, 390. Got this Twilio setting up for move through 80. I'm sorry, move through 70 here. See a nice little flag here forming. This LR6 setting up for its next move. Again, we had that alpha alert through 530 a few weeks ago. And we have it flagging again up here. A nice little wedge at highs. Just a good sign to see. Waiting for that break to occur on that one. SWAV, another one, Shockwave, setting up very clear flag here through this 300. Probably need to see a day or two of this thing that kind of pulling versus 280, and then you get that next eventual move through it, but it looks very good. Again, tried it late 2022, and now it's right back up there. Much more higher probability this second time around. And we got a couple member ideas that are posted in the chat. A couple guys looking at this SQ through 68. Nice little base break area. Versus 63 for now. This is similar to JP Morgan. If we get like a day or two, we could pull in versus 66, then you get that next push through. I think it'll look really good. NOC through this 460, another great base break setup. Earnings aren't until end of July, so plenty of time for that one. CXM, the tech name, staying up through 15 again. Not the biggest fan of these cheaper price names, but still, if we can, pull them through 14, and you get a little more consolidation here through 15, definitely might be something there. EPRT, REIT name, you can see it's a very defined level here through this 25, looks very good. So base break area, 25 versus 24. You'll probably get a move into the 26 to 27 area. So that kind of wraps up a lot of the member ideas. If Julie or Rico or Oscar, you guys have any ideas you want to go over now, you can unmute yourselves or just post it in a little Zoom chat. We can pull those up as well. All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. See you in the chat this morning. Again, just remember to not be too crazy at the open. Again, we've been in a pretty crazy run, so be patient, wait for your setups, and post those top ideas in the group.